Namo Narayan, everybody. This is Sannyasi Shivani. Trying this live chat thing, this live video thing for the first time. We should try something every day that is makes us learn new things, I think. And today this is mine. Wanted to connect with you on just a couple of musings. It's been a huge weekend here of sadhana at the ashram at Ishtadev Niwas in the unceded territory of the Tanaha Nation. The new moon solar eclipse that was on Saturday. Yesterday was our Mahasamadhi of Paramahansaji Satyananda leaving his body. It's also Niwas's birthday, 8th birthday. Happy birthday, Niwas. And it was also the first day of the Mahayagya in Rikiya of Sita Kalyanam. So all this to say, we are in a huge portal right now, today. We are in a huge portal, and portals are have the ability to help you take huge leaps. It's like those springs on the bottom of your shoes. You know, you can leap so much further with them than when it's just your bare feet on the ground. And if you've got these springs on your shoes, I mean, you can just stand there. That is your choice. You can just stand there. But if somebody gave you springs and you wanted to, your heart was calling to get as far as you could in the shortest amount of time in your life, then when you have springs on your feet, knowing that they're there for a limited amount of time, it's a great opportunity to use them, to leap, to put all of that energy and hug it in and leap forward as far as you can. And that's the energy that we're in right now. Okay. If you are watching this, I would love you to say hi, write a message so that I know that you're there, because I actually can't see if anybody's watching. So we have this ability right now to make a leap. And the thing I wanted to share with you in this portal is, don't forget, and for some of you this will be new, but for many of you, if you're watching this is not going to be new information, but maybe it'll hit you in a new way. Yeah, so stay with me. Is that everything that we're seeing on the outside, everything that we are experiencing in our reality, is the mirrored reflection, frequency. Everything is just frequency. It is just resonance. That's all we are, is resonance. Resonance that has been identified with. And those identifications create a solidification into the third dimension. Now, I'm actually going to make a new a video, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, I'm not quite sure, on the multi-dimensions, the third dimension and the fifth dimension from a chakra perspective, because it's all in our spinal column. The new paradigm is not outside of us. It's not this whimsical thing. It's actually in our spinal column as part of the chakras. But the way that the West looks at the chakra system is a little different to how they are traditionally taught. So I'm going to do a video specifically on that. But what I wanted to remind us of today, and I say us because I'm not separate from it. I'm not here, trying to, I'm not at the top of the mountain. I'm right there with you. I'm looking you in the eye. Just my role, my duty has been put in this position to see and hear things in a specific way, and to share that with you so that we can remember together. Yeah? So that we can remember together. And that is that everything that we're seeing on the outside, everything that brings an emotional response up in us, is the manifestation, the reality of what is inside of us. So right now we have the sun in Sagittarius, moon is conjunct with Venus and Pluto in Capricorn, the sun is opposite Lilith, black moon in Gemini. To me, this is a huge opportunity. This is a huge opportunity to see the pieces of ourselves that we are hiding. This is Lilith. This is, and everybody has two sides, a public side and a private side. That know thyself is the most important, because each of us has a role to the dharma of our soul. I was speaking to a beautiful soul this morning who reminded me that they are of, their soul is a warrior. A warrior, as in like warrior, not as in anxiety. I've never had a good chance with that word, with my New Zealand accent. But that they are a warrior, and that's not my dharma. I'm not a warrior. I'm not a fighter like that. I know that will come as a surprise to some of you. I have the fire, but I'm not a fighter. Whereas they are, and so everybody's dharma has a right action, has a right role, has a responsibility, And when you know thyself, when you know what your dharma is, when you know what your duty is within the web and the weave of everything, then with confidence you can step forward into that. But with that confidence and that clarity and that sovereignty, you understand that the actions on the outside of changing the reality on the outside are not as important as the effort on the inside. Because as we change our resonance on the inside of us, as we let go of anger, as we no longer identify with the frequency of anger, and as we no longer identify with the frequency of violence in us, then we will not experience it outside of us. When we can see how our conditioning and our karmas lead us to specific ways of being, then we can choose who are we and what is right action. So the disharmony that we're seeing in the outside world right now is a mirrored image to the disharmony and the deep transformation that we're going through on the inside. It's not outside of us. This is what I want us to remember today. It's not outside of us. Every single thing that we are experiencing, whether it's the Capricornian, I'm not even sure if that's the right word. Oh, beautiful Ascendant Yoga. Thank you. Thank you for that comment. I'm really, really excited that you're here. We are not alone. And that everything that you're experiencing is inside of you. Especially if you have an emotional response, because that emotional response is the vasana. It's the impulse to prove, see, I told you that was going to happen. See, I knew that was going to happen. That is creating my belief, and the wounding of my belief is to be proven correct, so that we have a justification to holding on to our woundings. But I want to remind us of a couple of things that I truly believe. And there are other things that I have to weed out of myself so that I can really fully embody this. And one of them is that there is only love. The frequency of love is the core resonance of all expression. That the light that we seek to remember and embody within ourselves is already here. The fifth dimension the new paradigm, it's already here. It's always been here. It hasn't always been as accessible, maybe, to the collective, but it has always been here. It cannot be somewhere else. It has always been here. Sri Swamiji once said, you want to see the devas, the gods and the demons and the beings of the other dimensions. Everything is right here. Devi is right here. Love is right here. The light is right here. Your frequency gives you the ability to perceive it or not perceive it. Whether it is here or not, and whether you believe it is here or not, is irrelevant. Because the truth is the truth is the truth. It is here. But your ability to tap into it, your ability to see it, your ability to experience it is not about its realness or not. It is about your core frequency and your resonance. So the disharmony that you see, that you have an emotional response about on the outside, is where you are purifying on the inside. And while there is definitely time and place to three-dimensionally speak your mind and whether you get together and you write a petition or all of those things, right? Who you are while you're doing those things is going to be the resonant difference to if that reality is going to change. Because if you are looking at power, you are looking at Manipura chakra. And if you go towards that with anger, you are doing nothing but amplifying the disharmony of the Manipura chakra, of the collective. You're adding to it. Your anger, your righteousness is amplifying the disharmony. And we really need to recalibrate ourselves first. And it does not mean, please do not tell me that this is what I'm meaning, because it's not. This does not mean to say that you change your mind and you agree with what's happening. That's not what I'm saying, okay? I'm saying that how you approach it, how you interact with it, what you speak about, how you speak about it, where your actions go, change from a place that is disempowered. It changes from a place of righteousness. It changes out of that disharmonious soul wound place into a sovereign place of, no, thank you. No, this is not how we're doing this anymore. And when you change how you respond to something, the outside has no choice but to change. And it may look messy. It may look really messy because people love patterns. They love knowing how something is going to respond. Marriages are built on it, right? But if you have enough awareness to change your part of a pattern, then we have a chance of changing this transformational reality that we're in right now, this very, very deep change. We have a chance. But not if we're looking to change the reality by changing the outside. We have to learn to change our reality by changing the inside. This is what I want you to remember. This is what I want us to remember together. And so it looks like this is the end of my video because my husband's just walked in. So I hope that resonates. Please write a note, share, like, subscribe. I know it seems silly. I think it seems silly, but you have no idea how important that is. If this information resonated with you, please like it, please share it, please subscribe to it, to the YouTube channel, so that other people will have it come up on their feeds and will have a chance of actually collectively taking the opportunity to create a new reality together, because we've all taken the responsibility of committing the change within inside of ourselves, right? Namo Narayan. Have a beautiful day. Talk to you soon.